Okay, it's time to learn about Train Your Sales Team, which is a subproduct within the Connect Your Sales Team product suite. And the whole idea behind Train Your Sales Team is to simplify the way that we deliver training and as well as the way that students would receive their training that is all virtual and online and computer based. Now, in a traditional sense, companies would probably use something like a learning management system or some sort of other platform where employees would be expected to go log in and then begin taking courseware. So that process might look something like this in the Adobe Connect world. I might go open up a separate instance of my browser. I would log in using my username and password. And once in, there on the Home tab, we would see under My Training a list of courses that I would need to complete. And as you can see here, Adobe does a pretty good job of telling you what's open, what you need to continue, what might be completed, where you look at review, and so on. And if I want to see how I've done on any of these courses, I can simply click on them, and then details over to the right will be delivered for me as far as my grades, the date and time completed, and so on. Now, what Train Your Sales Team seeks to do is take this My Training area and actually drop it into Salesforce.com in the form of a custom object called My Training. And so in our world, a user wouldn't need to go log into a separate system. They wouldn't need to remember a different set of login credentials, and the company wouldn't need to worry about synchronizing the two systems or creating any type of integration between the two platforms or worrying about single sign-on from a central portal location within their intranet or so on. If I'm a worker and I'm using Salesforce.com, I simply click on My Training, and from here I can see recently accessed courses. If I click Go, we'll be able to see all of the courses that I've been enrolled in, and from here I can see what I've got single sign-on access to accessing a course. I can see when my enrollment date was. I can see whether the course has been completed, any scores I've generated, as well as certificate IDs and certificate numbers that indicate that I have in fact completed a course successfully. If I were to click on one of these view course, let's see here, let me find one that I've been working on. Here we go. If I were to click on my first curriculum and I were to scroll down, what's going to happen is the object from the Adobe Connect server is going to be populated right here inside of the Salesforce.com window. I've got full access to an entire curriculum and would interact with it much the same way I would if I were to go log into the Adobe Connect server, except in this situation, it's just made available right inside of Salesforce. And then if your company is into social learning with the new feature called Chatter that Salesforce has recently rolled out, you can turn Chatter on for these custom objects, and you can create kind of a social learning environment where students can post questions, teachers can choose to follow certain courses that they are responsible for, and then they can respond to students' questions, or other students can respond to questions that students might have in regards to certain material. So instead of buying a whole separate learning management system, we're bringing that learning management system and dropping it right inside of Salesforce.com to make it simpler for students to access their course materials, easier to go back for reference, and then easier for teachers to engage with students and run roll-up reports and keep track of questions and so on. So that concludes our overview of Train Your Sales Team. Please tune into the rest of the tutorials in this series to learn how to set it up and use it and so on. Thank you very much and have a great day.